Hey, are Christians really supposed to believe that God is finished with the Jewish people?
That's replacement theology, and it's a big topic. It suggests the church has replaced Israel in God's plan, but when you dig into the original scriptures, there's more to the story.
Okay, so how did this idea even start?
Well, the roots go way back to the early church. As Christianity spread, some leaders started interpreting Old Testament promises as spiritual gifts for the new Israel, meaning the Christian church.
What about that verse in Matthew 21:43 where Jesus says, the kingdom will be taken away?
Okay, looking at the context, Jesus is challenging the faithless leadership in Jerusalem, not canceling the Jewish people. It's about producing fruit.
Right, but doesn't the Old Testament talk about Israel being regathered?
Absolutely. Prophets like Ezekiel and Isaiah promised God would bring the Jewish people back to their land, and, well, we've seen that happen in modern times.
So where does that leave us with God's plan? Is he still planning something for the Jews?
Yeah, according to Paul in Romans 11, God's gifts and calling are irrevocable. He uses the image of an olive tree to show that restoration is possible.
Okay, but the earliest Christians, were they all Jewish?
That's right, Jesus, the apostles, all Jewish. The New Testament expands God's promise to include everyone without discarding his chosen people.
So it all comes back to God's original covenant, right?
Exactly. God's word doesn't expire. The promise with Abraham was never meant to be broken. Jesus came to fulfill it.
Wow, that's a lot to consider when people talk about replacement theology. Thanks for breaking it down.